Hello everyone, it's now Monday the 31st of October. Yes, it's Halloween, the time when all the ghosts and ghoulies come out and get chocolate from you. Well, they're not going to get any chocolate at this house. No, I won't be answering the door. If anyone dares to knock on it, I'll be sitting in the kitchen editing videos or watching telly or having my supper. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I certainly will not be answering the door tonight to people begging for sweeties. So, yes, oh, what a miserable old fart. I can hear you saying, but I've said before, I don't really want to celebrate Satan's birthday. Now, I was going to show you Monty today, wasn't I? I'm sure everyone was tuning in to see Monty, but Monty's not coming. My mum, well, I nearly jumped out of my skin. I don't know why she doesn't FaceTime. I was just having my morning coffee in the kitchen on the sofa, and then Mother suddenly speaks to me and says, Roger. So anyway, she was speaking to me via the camera and telling me that Monty wouldn't be coming because my sister-in-law Amanda's poorly, so she's at home, so there's no need for me to have Monty. So I was quite looking forward to showing you Monty, but I expect before I go home, Monty will be paying another visit, I would think. It's Monday, I'm still here until Sunday, so I've got a lot more time to fill, but my mum will be back Wednesday afternoon, so I'm not sure how much filming I'll get from then on, but it's a blessing really that Monty's not come, because I'm pretty sure I couldn't have done very much filming apart from filming Monty and chatting to you. I couldn't have done any filming for my other channel which needs doing. So I've been quite good today. I've nearly finished the video for this thing. I've just got to do a demonstration on the kitchen floor and then a summary, and then that's that video finished. Also today, it's a day early, but I'll let you into a secret. When you watch TV specials, Christmas specials on the television on Christmas Day, they might have been filmed in August or September, So I am filming my vacuum of the month video today, a little bit earlier, but I want it all ready so it's available. I've got to upload it from here and, my viewers can watch it. So this is Henry. Oh, he is a weighty boy. Really looking forward to seeing all the muck in there. I'm going to whip around the house with Henry as well, just before I show everyone what vacuum of the month I'll be using for November. Oh yes, and also I sold the Shark vacuum, the cordless Shark. It was sold. Can't remember how much I got for it, but I think I got it free anyway from Shark, but it doesn't really matter about the money to me. I just need rid of the vacuums. So, but that was sold and the winning bidder paid for it. And I managed to get it booked for collection, and that's just gone just now. And I think the postman, the parcel force bloke who's been here before, I think he's walked from the bottom of the street, well, bottom of the terrace. My mother lives on a terrace. It's a cul-de-sac, but she lives right at the end. And at the time, I think the binmen were actually emptying the bins. They should have come on last Friday, so they've done it today. I don't think the bin lorry could get down because they're redoing the road. So the bin lorry was there, and then knock on the door, and it was the parcel force bloke. So yeah, what I think he's done, he's parked at the end of the road and carried it. So I won't have a word said against Royal Mail and Parcel Force. They were supposed to be striking, I think, this week, but that's been postponed. So that's good for me because I got that parcel collected, so that's excellent. Sold yesterday, collected today, and the customer should have it tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, they are striking at the moment, so are the train drivers and things, but I'm not bothered about them striking. It doesn't necessarily affect me. I could have used another courier service. I'm not going anywhere on a train. But if they need, if they feel the need to strike for better conditions and pay, why not? I'm not against it per se, striking, but that's the way of the world. Can't get decent paying conditions, then tell your employers that you're going to down tools. But I can't down tools. If I go on strike, I'm only hurting myself because I am my employer. Well, Google is really, but I'm my own boss, let's say that. So yes, pretty happy with what I've done so far. I say just got to finish the video for this vacuum, do vacuum the month, and if I can also get another video finished, or two if I'm lucky, then that's a you know, an accomplishment for today. And then I've still got all day tomorrow, and then I've got Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning hopefully the house will be all tidy, so I'm planning on filming hopefully a couple, just get the raw footage anyway, a couple of full house cleans, because I like, you know, doing those and putting a bit of music to them, just showing a machine in use in a normal house, you know. And I might be able to squeeze another bit of a video in on Thursday, pardon me, because I think my mum's taking the dogs to the dog groomers, so she may be out an hour or two. Should be enough time for me to at least finish one video off, and there may be opportunities before I go home on Sunday to do a bit more filming, but we'll have to see. I'll certainly be going out with the dogs a bit with my mum, walking the dogs, and fingers crossed she'll take me to the Vanguard shopping centre in York, where I can hopefully see this next sofa, the Hogan it's called. I've decided, and I've told Mark, if I can't see the Hogan in the flesh, I'm just not going to order it. I mean, there's no point in ordering a sofa unless you've sat on it. So we'll go for the one called Heath, which Mark and I have both sat on a lot, and Mark likes it, so I think that's the one we'll go for. I was going to say something of vital importance. It's always the same, it's just like the time you keep going up the stairs for something and you think, what have I come up here for? And then you go downstairs and often you see something that reminds you, and then you go upstairs and get whatever you went down for. But it's even worse when you go upstairs, forget what you came up for, go back downstairs, look around for clues, and you still don't know why you were going to go upstairs until you've pissed your pants, I suppose. No, I think that would be obvious if you wanted to go wee-wee or poo-poo. Your body would normally give you a few signs, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's not raining today. It's a bit sunny, so that's nice. Still mild, you know. I've got the back door open. So, you know, bring on the global warming if it means we don't have to put our gas boilers on. That's what I say. What else was I going to say? I was going to tell you something, and it was really important. Oh, it wasn't. No, it wasn't important, but I'll tell you anyway. Mark sent me a couple of photos of the living room. He's painted the walls with the... he must have used the tallow, because I didn't bother using the match pot for the tester pot for the other colour. So he's painted it with tallow, and he said, oh, it's typical Farrow & Ball. In some lights it looks cream, and in other lights it looks a creamy yellow. Well, doesn't matter really, because either colours will go, I think. But from the two photos he sent me, it looks like he's done a fairly good job. But I'll be inspecting very closely when I get home on Sunday, and hopefully on Sunday I can tell him I've ordered the sofas. We'll see what happens, but yeah, be nice to get the sofas, but I don't want them too quick, because can hear a doodah, because I want to put my tree up in the other corner, so I can't I might be able to still do it, but we'll see. I'm in no rush for them now. What's a few weeks matter. Next thing to really get sorted is that ensuite. As soon as the sofas and the downstairs living room is done, then it's going to be, come on, we want someone to do the ensuite. And I'm hoping that January, February is a lean time for builders, as it is in retail, because I've worked in retail all my life, really. Well, not all my life, you know. All my working life I've worked in retail. And you have the Christmas, you know, the busyness before Christmas, and you're thinking, oh, you know, and you get really stressed, it's too busy. But then you get a bit of respite January, February, when people really have spent up for Christmas and are sort of not really spending a lot of money. So I'm hoping that will be the case with people not having much done on their house in the new year. And I hope there'll be some vacancies, some vacant builders who will come and fit my ensuite for me. But I always remember in Littlewoods, normally the first day we were open after Christmas, you get everyone, well, not everyone, a lot of people coming in with their unwanted Christmas presents, their unwanted polyester button-up cardies or whatever. But it was quite, I know it's sadistic, but I got quite a buzz out of some people. Well, the thing is, the policy was, if you had your receipt, you brought the item back with the receipt and it was in the return period, then you'd get your money back, or if it was paid with vouchers, you'd get vouchers back. If you didn't have the receipt, we would give you an exchange or gift vouchers to the value the item is selling for when the person brings it back. So obviously it might have been bought before Christmas, and then now it's half price, because what we did normally worked Christmas Eve, we were doing the sale, getting everything ready. We would be, for a few days before Christmas Eve, we'd be writing out the sale tickets, or moving all the sale stuff in readiness. And yes, often, because there was a time when we'd used what I think called a gimbal gun, and we used to write out these big swing tickets and in a black marker pen, and write the was price and the now price, and we'd used to tuck them underneath the racks, so when the time came they were already written out. We'd stand on the tills and do it, so it'd all be done. I quite liked doing that. I quite liked sale time, actually. But yes, the negative of having the busyness of Christmas, and then you've got the busyness of everyone coming with their returns. And I got a bit of pleasure from people bringing stuff back, and especially if they're a bit arsey. And I would normally, because I knew my stock, so normally they'd bring something out of a bag. I'd look at it and think, that's not from us. So I'd get some saying, so I'd just sort of look a bit vacant, and then just take the garment out, find the label, and say, well, this is from British Home Stores. F off. And the other slightly satisfying thing, again, this sounds terrible, but it's when somebody has given somebody a gift that they might have bought in the sale a year or two ago, or it might have been something they were bought a year or two ago and they've palmed it off on someone else. And after a while, old stock is no longer on the system. So they'll bring something in, no receipt. I got this for Christmas, I don't like it, it's the wrong size, can I have a refund, can I have an exchange? So what you do, if it had a barcode still on it, you'd scan the barcode, or if there was no barcode, you'd type in, I think they call, it's a long time ago, SPC, I think they called it, short product code, on the wash label. And then you'd type it in and it would come up. You do a price inquiry on the till. Oh, this is all coming back. Oh, happy memories. You do a price inquiry on the till, and then it'd come up with a price. So often it would come up at a really low price, even less than half price sometimes, especially if it's quite old stock. But sometimes it was so old that it wasn't recognised. So it must have been over 2 years for it to drop off the system, and you'd have to tell the person, I'm sorry, we can't. This is no longer on our system. It's been discontinued long ago. So whoever gave you this, you better go and see them. And I'm just remembering that I did work long hours back in retail. Because when I was that broke and that much in debt, I had 2 jobs. I was cleaning the shop I worked in. Maybe from about 6 o'clock till 9, cleaning the shop, and then I worked from 9 till 5:45. 5 days a week. And oh my god, the man over the road's putting out some sort of zombie, I think. Crikey. Oh well, bless them, if they want to get involved. I'm not going to mock people that want to do all this Halloween stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. Anyway, so yeah, I was doing 2 jobs, and often it was very rare to get Christmas Eve off. where I worked, and because I did the visual merchandising, I had to put up all the sale point of sale stuff, all the hanging banners. I had to change the window for sale stock, I had to change the in-store models to put sale stock on. And of course, I still had my own department. I had menswear to look after as well, so I had to do the price changes for all my menswear stuff. I'm just really feeling, although I'm thinking back at how hard work, I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it. Teary-eyed thinking about work. Crikey, Rog. But I do have very fond memories of when I worked at Inside Story, which became Littlewoods. That we were quite a close-knit team. It was quite like a family. I'm going to cry. And it's like any family. Some of your family get on with more than others. But yeah, working in Littlewoods, I was a big fish in a small pond in that shop. And then when I moved to Halifax and went to Asda, I was a small fish in a big pond, and it took a while to adjust, I think. But anyway, as I said, I was doing 2 jobs until I was sort of promoted to sort of, I don't know if it was official, but I was promoted to sort of assistant manager in the last sort of 8 months or so of the time I was there. And I don't know if it was just done as a sort of a kindness on the regional manager's part. We had the manager, we'd had various managers. One was sacked for nicking, and I had a few managers that were sacked for pinching stuff. So there was just the manager, and then I was sort of deputy, and I had the keys. I opened the store from time to time. So when I became sort of a deputy manager, I stopped doing the cleaning job in the morning. But it was still, I've got such fond memories of that shop, and it was so sad when we closed. We had to, everything was sold off, not just the clothing, but even the mannequins, the fixtures and fittings, anything that wasn't nailed down was up for sale. And it was the last, I can't remember the year now, but it's a long time ago when Littlewoods went. I don't know, it's about mid-2000s. And I think it was January we eventually closed, and we closed a bit earlier than we were going to, because I think we sold out quicker. So yes, I was sort of made redundant, and it was a very busy time. So, a lot of people coming in, so I'm sad at the closing and all this. And I remember, it was on 2 floors. We had a basement with menswear and ladies' lingerie and stuff, like I being served. And then we had the main floor with the women's clothes, and then a mezzanine area with more women's clothes on. And then the floor above used to be a restaurant. The restaurant closed before the shop, and I think we just closed that off, and we used that for extra storeroom. But they were shipping in loads of special buys, and they were just palming us off with loads of stock in the last few weeks and months of the store's life. So it was a busy time, but we just knew it was so sad, because we knew that it was all ending, and we were participating in the demise of our own store. There was nothing we could do about it. We just had to sell the stuff, and then eventually it came to a stage when we'd sold enough. We closed the basement down, just blocked the stairs off and stopped people going down there. And then bit by bit, the stock just ended up just being at the front of the store with the bits, fixtures and fittings. It's so sad. And I cried so much on the last day. It's just, an end of an era, really. I've been there such a long time. But I'm so pleased that I can think back of my working life there with fondness. It wasn't all, happiness, and there were some tough times and trouble. But on the whole, I think, it was a good place to work. They were a good company to work for, Littlewoods, better than Asda anyway. And I still get my Littlewoods discount from Very, so I did get a decent redundancy too, and a bonus. Is a bloody fly, I don't know if you can hear it. I got a bonus as well because they offered a bonus if you left the store, all empty and clean and sorted, and that's what we did on the last day. We just cleaned everywhere. They hired a skip that was just round the corner, on the street round the corner, and anything unsold that couldn't be given away or sold, we just put it on the skip. There wasn't much left, and everything was swept out and carpets were vacuumed. So I did get an extra bonus on top of my redundancy because I was a manager, and the manager above me would have got a bonus, but more than I got. But I was very happy with what I got. So I do have very fond memories of being absolutely exhausted coming home Christmas Eve after just getting the store ready for sale. I'd be there till about 7:30 on Christmas Eve, and it was the time when my second eldest brother was married to another person. He's not married to her anymore, and she had 2 girls and then a girl of their own, Bryony, my niece. And the house was very full. My eldest brother would normally come up and I'd have to be chucked out of my bedroom. I'd sometimes have to sleep on a camp bed in the living room, so it's a very full house. But just so fond memories of coming home. It's Christmas Eve and the house was warm and full of life, and my mum had made lovely things to eat. And when I wasn't quite vegetarian there, I was eating fish. So my mum would traditionally make this fish pie that we'd have on Christmas Eve. It had prawns in it, but I always picked those out. I didn't eat the prawns, but it was a real lovely creamy, with fish and a sauce and mashed potato, and lovely. And then you'd get up, and because there was young children there, you'd watch them getting excited, opening their presents. And it's not, it's nothing like that now. I mean, I don't think I'm even going to bother with presents this year. Christmas doesn't have the meaning it did. If you're an adult if you're an adult without kids, and you're not going to a family that's got kids, then it is a little bit. It's a non-event, really. Crikey, what a difference my video. I was just thinking about my silliness in yesterday's video, and here I am crying. Oh dear. But anyway, you don't want to see a grown man cry, do you? I hope I'm recording, because I've done that many times. I've spilled, opened up my heart to people, and unburdened myself, only to realise I hadn't switched record on the camera. Anyway, if you're seeing this, obviously I have recorded it. So I might just go and sob for a little bit off camera, and then the sun's gone out. Then I'll finish the video for this and get my other video made, and then I might see about eating something. I have had a bit of breakfast today, so I'm not desperately hungry. Not sure what I'm going to have, but it'll be some convenience meal from M&S. So I'll see you a bit later on today. Oh, folks, I'm absolutely peed off. Red in the face, because I just hate this. Having to deal with customer service. I've changed my top because I just filmed my Vacuum of the Month video with the Henry Quick. And I've unboxed this. Ugh, this Vax. Right, that was going to be my Vacuum of the Month for November. I'm just waiting online. I tried phoning them. Well, I'll tell you why. No batteries. Should come with 2 batteries. Nothing. Everything else was in the box, but not the batteries. I have got a battery in there because I've taken it off my mum's floor washer. It uses the same battery, so at least I could turn it on. So I tried ringing up, and it was a silly automated thing, and then it wanted me to register the guarantee first, and I thought, I couldn't be bothered. So now I'm doing online chat, and I'm number 15 in line. I mean, I've recorded, obviously, I've filmed unboxing it. So I've got evidence that I unboxed it. No batteries, and I've double checked every bit of packaging in that box, and there's no batteries. And I look in the instructions and it said batteries only supplied with model blah blah blah. I have got that model, and it does say on the box 2 batteries and charger included. Well, they kindly put the charger in the box but not the batteries. So now I'm having to deal with customer service, which I absolutely hate doing. I did ring up because I thought it's easier to explain on the phone, but then I thought, when I eventually get through, am I going to get through to an English speaking person in this country, or I'm going to be transferred to India or whatever? So what happened when I rang next, it was an Indian call centre, and I could barely hear the person on the other end of the line, and it's a nightmare. I'm number 14 now. It's just so annoying, isn't it? It was factory sealed box, bought it from Very. Nobody's touched it. I mean, nobody that I know would have opened that box and taken the batteries out for any reason, and it's all sealed up. And now I've got some a-holes on Facebook being argumentative with me over a post I put up. I just can't be doing with it anymore. I'm blocking that so-and-so. I'm not going to do it straight away, but I will be blocking that person. It's whenever anyone uses, now the most offensive, I can feel I'm red-faced, the most offensive emoji for me is that crying, laughing emoji. Now, I can accept that if I've made a post that's deliberately supposed to be funny, if I've made a funny comment, what I think's funny anyway, and I get responses with the laughing, crying emoji, that's fine. But when I'm just making statements and someone puts their full penneth in after with a laughing, crying emoji, then that is offensive to me. I find that offensive. I don't know if I'm silly saying that. What do you think? I think that's offensive. Apparently some millennials or whatever think the thumbs up emoji is offensive. Not sure why. I'm number 12 in the queue now. What are you doing behind me? I mean, this post, all I put on this post, I happen to notice that this new Chinese made Hoover upright that's almost a carbon copy of a shark. I looked on Amazon and it was a couple of pounds more than a certain Cibo Felix model. There's lots of different Felixes, they're mostly the same, but some are more money than others. But it was £2 different. £2, the Hoover one was £2 more. Chinese made Hoover was £2 more than the German Cibo. So I put pictures up of those and just happened to comment on my social media, what a crazy world we're living in. And then I got some snarky comment about shark from this Emil so-and-so. Right, get off. So he's getting blocked. I know free speech and all that, but it's not that reason he said that. It's the stop being naughty. He's a naughty boy. It's the it's that emoji. I'm number 7. Hang in there, you're number 7 in line. What are you doing? Don't chew up those, because I might have to send this thing back. I've got a fairly low opinion of Vax and their products anyway. But, it's not the first time I've had trouble with Vax. One Vax started, carpet washer I had on my channel a while back, started smoking. Not, I didn't come into the room and find it, taking a drag on a Benson and Hedges. No, the motor was smoking after a couple of minutes. And I think they just sent me another one. So I'm hoping I'm not going to get any grief when I say, because it'd be very easy for a dishonest person to pretend they didn't get the batteries in the box and then claim for 2 new batteries and hey presto, I've got 4 batteries courtesy of Vax. Well, no, that's not the case. I don't do that. And as I say, I hate confrontation. I hate complaining. But in this case, the batteries cost as much as the machine. you know, if you were to buy them. Right. Hi, I'm Connor. Sorry our bot couldn't help, but let me see what I can do. Give me one moment while I review your query. Well, Connor could be in Pakistan or Bangladesh or India. Connor sounds like, well, an Irish name perhaps. And you see, if they are from India, then they won't, if I name drop my channel name, they probably won't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's noise going on now outside because they're doing something with the road. So I've got off quite lightly so far. This is the first time I've actually heard any noise from the people resurfacing. So I'm just waiting for Connor. I've got another vacuum delivered today, an old one that's just arrived, so that's good. They managed to get it delivered. Oh, and a little recipe book I ordered off eBay that came. So I think I'm just waiting for a couple of Hoover parts now, and that's it. But I'm still waiting, Connor. Connor is just taking ages looking at my query. And no doubt Connor will want all the details when I bought it, the serial number, who I bought it from, inside leg measurements, etc, etc. And look, I know people are suffering in this world, you know. People choosing between heating and eating, apparently. That's what we're being told anyway on the media. People going to food banks. So the fact I've opened a vacuum cleaner without the batteries isn't a huge problem in the grand scheme of things, is it? I know, but it is a problem for me. And it's cost me money to buy this product, and I'm not going to be shortchanged. It's useless. It's not fit for purpose. A cordless vacuum without a battery is just a lump of plastic and a little bit of metal, and it'll just stand there gathering dust. Anyway, Connor's still waiting, so I'm not gonna film all this for you folks. I did start filming the phone conversation, but I got so peed off with it, I'm not bothering. So we'll just see what Connor has to say. I'm not sure why it's taking him so long. Pretty simple problem, no batteries in the box. Anyway, hopefully when I finish today's vlog, I'll be a bit more cheerful. It's about 5 p.m. I was in the living room editing tomorrow's Vacuum of the Month video, and I spotted someone going by with a black hood up. I don't know if they were wearing a hoodie or a Halloween costume, but I'm not taking any chances, so I've come into the kitchen and closed the door, and I'll be staying here until around, I think I'll be safe about 10 p.m, where I'll be able to venture out. It's a good job. I've got a telly in here, all the food I could possibly want. If I'm taken short, I need to answer a call of nature, I'll just have to sneak out to the downstairs loo and not turn the light on. I've already had quite a loose stool, so I'm all knotted up over this business of the batteries. What are you doing behind me? Oh, you can never get any. You can't present anything without dogs and people and whatever mucking about behind you. Just stop it, Molly. Why don't you go to sleep? You've just been fed. It's time you have a nap now, isn't it? I've just fed the dogs. So anyway, yeah, I'm absolutely fuming that no help. So of course, I've gone over my social media and caused a bit of a stink, and I've got quite a few supportive comments. People suggesting we should boycott Vax and all that, you know. Very nice that people are supporting me. So I've had a private message on Instagram. I've also had an email from Vax. What did the email say? I think the email said about the same as the Instagram message. Hello, Roger. I have tried calling you following on from today's chat with us. Please could you provide an alternative number or a time to call today or tomorrow that would be convenient? Kind regards, John Paul, Contact Centre Team Manager. Well, I did ask to speak to someone in authority, to Connor. You know, I want to see the manager, you know, it's that sort of thing. It's not like me at all to do that, but, you know, there's certain things, when I know I'm in the right, I will forgo my natural timidness. Yeah, I'm timid. And you know, whenever it involves me losing money or I've been hard done by and I know I'm in the right, then I'll stick to my guns. So I'm not anyway. I got that message, and then I also got, which they've not responded, I had an Instagram message from Jess. Hello, we are really sorry to hear about your experience. One of our support team managers would like to reach out to help resolve this issue. Please could you confirm the best contact number? Smiley face. Thanks, Jess. So I just want 2 batteries that should have been in the box. I can give you an address to send them to, but I am in no mood to speak to anyone at the moment. Thank you. Here see fit. I don't want to speak to it. There's no need for me to speak to anyone. Just send me the batteries. What they could have done, you know, I could have contacted them. I could have said, look, I bought this product in August, but I've only just opened it, discovered there are no batteries. Please help. And they could have said, we're terribly sorry to hear that, Roger. I'll make sure we get 2 batteries in the post tomorrow to you. What address would you like us to send them to? That's all. 2 batteries to a company the size of Vax with behind, you know, their parent company who own them, a TTI Floor Care, own Hoover in the USA and Ryobi and other big brands. 2 batteries is nothing to them. They could have just sent them and that would have been fine. And I would have said in the video, these things happen, but to give Vax their credit, they're sending me the batteries and I should have them in a couple of days. But no. And now I'm making a big thing out of it, but I'm not apologising. I'm sure most of you would not just take it. I mean, the batteries of a cordless vacuum are why cordless vacuums cost more than a mains one, because it's the cost of the batteries. So to receive an empty shell of a vacuum with no batteries, obviously I'm not going to just think, oh, never mind, oh, it's too late to return it. Ho-hum. You win some, you lose some, you live and learn. No way, hose hey. So we'll see what happens, but I don't want to speak to anyone. There's no need, as I said, no need for me to speak to anyone. I just want the batteries sent. If they send them quickly to this address, or if I'm going to have to wait, it'll have to be at my home address. But I want them pretty soon because I'm supposed to be using that vacuum as vacuum of the month. And I will make a video, if I do get the batteries in a prompt manner, I'll make a quick video saying, I finally got the batteries. Let's have a look at this cleaner in a bit more detail. But when I was editing it back, it's really terrible sounding. I'm sure I'm going to get comments, because I used a battery that I have here just to try it. And it's such a shrill, high-pitched sounding vacuum, really unpleasant to listen to. And I bet I'll get a few comments under that video. You'll see this after that video goes out, but if you want to comment under it and say, oh, that's shrill, you can. Calm down. I'll be better once I've not eaten any. Well, I did have a bit of a breakfast and I've just eaten a bag of crisps or M&S What's It type, but I'm quite hungry now because I've not really eaten anything, so I'm going to have a good hot meal inside me and see if I feel any better and see if there's anything nice to watch on the telly. I don't know, probably not. What is it, Monday? I only really watch Strictly on a Saturday and Bake Off on a Tuesday and Bake Off Extra Slice on a Friday, and sometimes I watch Gogglebox. And that's about all I tune into, when it's going out live. Apart from that, do look at iPlayer sometimes, watch comedies, but it's mainly YouTube I look at. So I don't think Vax have got back to me. I don't think they will, to be honest. I'm just so furious. But we're having some comments. The quality of their customer service clearly in line with the quality of their latest machines, Roger says. Marshpa. And then Ellis Fletcher. And I don't condone violence, but he says, have a boxing match with the CEO of Vax to solve it. And I I'd rather have a knife fight. But lots of people saying about bad vax quality and service. Marshpa has tagged Vax Clean Home, and he said, the amount of secondary business Roger must get you with his reviews, I think the least you could do is send him 2 batteries. And I've answered him, I don't care if they get ABBA to bring me the batteries and put on a private concert for me. I doubt I will want to buy another Vax product again, unless it's a vintage made in the UK machine. I did want to put, I thought, well, I'll put ABBA, you know, because I did want to put something quite dirty. I wanted to put something like, it wouldn't matter if they sent a big, muscular, hairy man all oiled up with the batteries. I still, you know, but I thought, no, it's Instagram. I'll think of something, the next best thing to a big, hairy man. So I thought, well, let's get ABBA over. You know, Benny, Bjorn, Agneta and Frida coming up, knocking on the door or ringing the bell. And that's another song. And presenting me on like a sort of a purple gold braided cushion, 2 Vax 4 amp batteries. And they say, here, we have come with your batteries. May we come in and serenade you? And I'll say, okay, come in, Benny. I'll put kettle on. And I'll say to Benny, oh, Benny, I had you on my bedroom wall when I was a nipper. You and the $6 million man. And I used to look up, it wasn't just Benny, it was an ABBA, whole ABBA, but it was only Benny, of course, I focused on with his hairy chest and beard. I mean, I don't know if I'd go with him now. I mean, he is an older man, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's Benny from ABBA, you know. Could sell the story to the papers. My night of passion with Benny from ABBA. Anyway, I've cheered myself up a bit saying those ridiculous things and thinking about food. So I'm looking forward to looking in that fridge and selecting another M&S ready meal. I don't know. Life full of ups and downs. I've had a bit of a down day, and also I've had trouble with the camera, the microphone, during the first part's okay, and then I think I don't know what happened, but the camera fell down because when I got back into the living room it was on the floor. So I think what must have happened, the separate microphone that I plug into the camera must have come away. So the rest of the video was filmed using the inbuilt mic, which is not very good at all. But I'll just have to put a little thing on the thing saying sorry about the microphone issues, the second half of the video. Sorry about me getting angry and swearing and pounding my chest. I didn't do any of that, but I was really, really angry. I think I managed to hide most of the anger, to be honest, but not all of it. But I had to be aware of my viewers. I couldn't say half the things. I won't even say it to you on this channel because, you know, I do swear like a trooper in my real life, but I try to curb it. Bollocks is about the most you'll hear from me. I like that word anyway, bollocks. I think it's a nice word, bollocks. It can mean testicle, but it also can just mean bollocks. You know, bollocks. I've said bollocks too much. Anyway, if you've liked this video and you watched to the very end, please comment bollocks under the video. And I'll see you tomorrow after I've had a good meal, a good night's sleep, probably another loose stool. I'll get up, have a lovely shower, and I'll start tomorrow, hopefully, in a better mood. So until tomorrow's vlog, tune in same time, same place, and I'll see you all then. Bye for now.